Welcome everybody back to Nine's Corner. Do you guys feel the energy changing? I really and truly, I feel like the end of April, I'm feeling the feeling of May coming in, that fifth month energy, that change, that dramatic wow is coming. So I was going to do a reading on Kim Jong-un. I want to do a reading on Senator McConnell because, I mean, his mind has just left. And I also want to do a reading so I could tell you what your personal month energy is for the month of May. I will get into that a little later, but let me just show you my shirt. I have Kim Jong-un and Donald Trump. It is not my shirt. My son bought it and wore it just to annoy me. And even he said it wasn't funny enough a joke to wear it. But I thought, seeing that I'm doing a reading on Kim Jong-un, this would be probably the first and only time I'll get to wear this t-shirt. So there you go. So I looked into Kim Jong-un. He was born January 8th, 1984. Like, he's a baby. Anywho, his personal life path number is a 4. And when you look at numbers, you kind of have to look at, if you have it, how people have lived their lives. And obviously, Kim Jong-un has lived his life on the shadow side of 4, very much like Trump living on the shadow side of his numbers. So with that, when you're working in the shadows, a 4, which is normally stability, becomes unstable, which is normally a time where you can create wealth through hard work, create health through hard work, and create, everything that you would want in life to build that foundation. But when you're on the negative side of it, this is a time when your health could go. This is a time when you will be lonely because you won't have the stability of relationships. And that's very much in his numbers. You can see that he has a desperate want because his expression number is a 6. So he has this desperate want for people to love him. That's why he loves being called the leader. And this is also about his emotions being his drive. It's not money. It's not power. It's not his prestige or his reputation. It's all about how he emotionally feels it. So that's why you can never be sure what he's doing, because it's not based on point A to point B. It's based on how he's feeling emotionally. And in his numerology, the number 8 is missing, and number 8 is needed for making a plan and being able to plot out how things are going, to see the bigger picture of things. He doesn't have that. He has the 9 soul number, which is the ruler, the king, the almighty. This so fits into him being the leader of the North Korea. So for April, he's going to be in a personal month of 4. So his life path is a 4. He's in the number 4. The year is in a number 4. This is for, if you were on the positive side, this would be stability times 3. But for him, this is now stability times 3. Or not stability, instability times 3. So April, May, and June are going to be very interesting months. May, he's going into his month of 8. Like I've just mentioned, he doesn't have a proper 8 in his numerology reading. So he's lacking that oversight. And in June, he's coming into a personal month of 9, which means endings, beginnings. I mean, I could get into the whole humanitarian thing of 9, but that's not in his wheelhouse. Even though, even in the evil, he does have a humanitarian feeling towards people who love him. But he's so bitter. It's so much gluttony. It's so much greed that it's all throughout his numbers. So I thought, let's have a look. We're going to pick a past, present, and future towards his health. I do not deal with death. I am not God. I will never ever say I see somebody dying. I may see them, not being around and maybe having to do something else, but you will never, or I try to never, I never say never, right? But I truly try not to go into that realm because that's not my place. And I get really uncomfortable around that kind of like I can give you hints like, hey, be careful, you might be prone to accidents, that kind of thing, sure. Based on the numbers, based on the cards, sure. But when it's death and dying, that's not my place. That's for each and every one of us to make our own decision with whatever creator we decide we follow. And we can only just see if the health is good or bad. So let's have a look at April, May, and June for Kim Jong-un. I hope I'm saying his name correctly. Pui. Okay. So here we have the Four of Wands. This is him. This is a four. This is stability. This is lack of health. Fours come into this world. They have to work to get their stability. They have to work for their health, for their wealth. And this is definitely telling me in the month of April, which we're currently in, his health is at the forefront. Then we have the Seven of Wands. So he is fighting, he is battling, he is trying to figure out how to hold on and build some stability, because from what I can gather, he's a smoker, he's a drinker, he's got really heavy weight. I would say be very careful about eating food that you don't know where it comes from, because at this point, we're looking at a man who has a 4 life path. We're in a 4 year. He's in a 4 month. He's got a 4 coming out. Like it's a lot of 4 energy. And for him, that's instability. But this also kind of shows that there's fight left in him for now. But then we have the devil. And the devil coming into his month of June, which is also the number 9, which like I said, is endings and beginnings. This is showing, if he doesn't die, he's going to be extremely limited. He's going to have a number of things holding him back. And this is also indicating, like when the devil's in your health, this is almost like for every season, there is a reason. And so going into your month of 9, this could be that his health is going to not get better over time, or he may live, but it won't be in a state of being able to serve or to be the leader, which is going to cause some complications for North Korea. Because as far as I know, there's no successor. He killed his half-brother. He killed his uncle. He has a sister who does have a lot of power, but she's supposed to be pretty brutal. So let's just have a look. I'm going to take out the Lenormands and have a look and see if we could find out what's happening around the months of April, May, and June towards his health and his ability. Okay, so we have secret knowledge. Then we have tree, which is slow health. And then we have bouquet. Bouquet, it's not going to be a surprise because we know about it. Ooh, this is a woman. This could be his sister. So secret knowledge. I think there might already be a plan hatched to have his sister come in, because they don't want to have a female in. So this might cause a lot of kerfuffle with North Korea. But looking at this, there's secret knowledge. So there's something secret about his health. He's not doing well. If he's not, and even if he were to recover, he's not going to be able to recover to where he can lead. This is trying to keep it within the family. This is slow health. They may keep him as a figurehead and have his sister, which would be represented by the bouquet, to come in and pretend that she's doing his work. So therefore he'd still have the male in, but that's only if he survives through the next few months and however long he's got. So that was interesting. So let's look at Mitch McConnell, because I'm disgusted by how he is really politicizing the virus and, literally saying, well, let those who are in the Democratic Party lines, being New York and Washington and all that, let them fail. Let them go bankrupt. I mean, this man is bankrupt. He's bankrupt in his head. Somebody needs to do something about this man. So let's see, past, present, future. What is happening with McConnell? It's like he can't control putting out his real self. It's bizarre. It's bizarre. So we have the Nine of Cups. So there's something to do with the Republican Party, something to do with party lines. This has to do with resources, getting as much as you can. Then he has the High Priestess. So there's something that he is trying to accomplish that was started in the past. This is not new or coming with Donald Trump. This is in the past. This is how he made his money. This is how he's got his power structure. Now that we're in the year of 4, things are being seen. He can't hide too much longer. Then we have the Page of Cups. So there's going to be information coming out. There's going to be information about a situation that would be coming from the past, challenges that are going to be that he's trying to hide, that he knows about. Let's just see. Can we get some specification on what are these challenges? Because there's some reason why he is allowing himself to be so blatant in the media. Like it's going down hard on party lines. Why? Two of Wands. You know what? I'm thinking that they're looking at it saying, okay, if we turn away from Trump, it's going to be dangerous. If we stay with Trump, it's going to be dangerous. So I think he's hedging his bets and using Trump as a shield. And there's something going to be coming out about McConnell, something more than what we already know, because 2020 is the year where we're going to see things very, very clearly. So, interesting read. Now, for us, just to explain it. Say if I'm going to show you how to quickly get to your personal month in the month of May. For example, if you were born December the 3rd. Oh, hold on. December the 13th. December would be 12. 12 would turn into 1 plus 2, giving you 3. 13 would turn into 1 plus 3, giving you 4. 3 plus 4 is equal to 7. Oh, I think you might be seeing this backwards. I'm not sure. Okay, so basically, all that to say, the only thing that you have to do to participate, to find out how your month is going to be for the month of May, you just take the month you were born and the date you were born. Add them together and keep adding them together till you get to one digit, 1 through 9. If you don't understand, or if you're not sure how to do it, leave a comment below. Tell me your birth date and month. So October 28th, December 9th. I don't need to know your year, and I will do it for you and leave you a message so you can come back and look and find out how this month is looking for you. The reason why it's so easy to do this month is because if you add up, usually you have to get your birthday, which we just did. Then you'd have to add your year, universal year, plus the month. But because the universal month for May 2020 is equal to 9, 9 plus any number going from 1 through 9 goes back to the same number. So we don't have to do those additional steps. So hopefully you got your number. So let's start. For May, for the month of May, for number 1s, this is a time to start new ventures. This is where you're going to start thinking, where does my life need to change? This is when you're going to start thinking, how do I start a new project? How do I start a new work venture? This is when you're going to take time to make decisions and you're going to be creative about it, especially in this time of the pandemic. You're going to have to find alternate ways of doing things that maybe you had planned on starting. And this is also like for number ones, May is a time because it's a 5 month. It's a time of crazy change, freedoms, ups, downs, rights. Make sure you kind of, to use a construction term, measure twice, cut once. If you're going to make a decision, think about it not once, but twice. If you're trying to do up your bills or do anything like that, do your calculations twice, because this is a time when you can make those kind of mistakes. So keep an eye. Number two, slow down, notice the people around you. When you come into a 2 month, this is a time when you're going to look at your personal relationships. You're going to look at how much time am I putting into them? Does anything need to be balanced out? But because we're in a month of 5, and that 5 is a time of crazy, this might be a time where if you're in a personal month of 2, you're going to have miscommunications with people around you, whether that be your family, friends, at work, or even in documentations, papers, anything of that kind of thing. And if you're waiting for results to come in, you don't want it to come in during the month of 2, because not always with the energy of 5, it's not always a good time to receive news. So you want to try to make it as a peaceful a month as you can. So bite your tongue when you can. But it's also a good time to get together with people and do things in a team rather than trying to go it alone. So for number 3s, we are looking at keeping it light. Lighten up. Go have some fun, explore your creativity. We might not be able to get together with friends or family at this time, but make the extra call, make that FaceTime, date together. Try to ensure that you're going with the flow. You might be feeling some negative feelings this month, so try to opt to be on the optimistic side. Try to change your feeling from wherever it's to whatever is better. That doesn't necessarily mean a good feeling. It could just mean just from feeling sad to feeling mad. But just try to keep expanding, keep moving in this month of 3, because you're going to come into the month of 4 and you'll feel some stability. For number 4, you guys need to check your foundations, because in the May month energy of 5, which is things can go crazy, when you have your personal month of 4, this is when things can go wrong with your health, your wealth, your management. You're not focusing in on the things that need to have focus. So you might have to look at finances, legal issues, anything to do with property, or anything that maybe you haven't been focusing on. Get an eye to it. Be methodical. Take it step by step. Don't try to miss a step, because 5 is causing a lot of instability in your month of 4. So try to keep a routine and try to make a checklist. Be organized. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. You have the month of 5 and the energy of 5 coming from May. So this is double energy. This is double wanting to change. This is double wanting to leave. This is double wanting to do everything the opposite of how you've been doing it. So if you're not in a happy relationship, good time to say goodbye. If you're not in a happy friendship, cut it off. If you're not happy at your job, this is a great time to say, you know what, I need to change my life, and make a plan towards it. Now, I'm not saying don't quit your job, don't hurt anybody, you know what I'm saying. This is a time to focus, and when you're in your month of 5, especially having the energy of 5 on top of it, focus on what you're doing in the moment. Don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about yesterday. Really try to be cognizant of what you're doing, being focused in the moment of now, and that'll bring you a lot more happiness. And allow for the treats of the 5. The energy of change can bring fun things into your life, so allow that to come in. There's going to be some want for movement and for freedom. Be flexible. Understand that this might not be the best time to get out and about, and find alternative ways. And you can, because you're in a crazy 5. So bury the past, let it go, and move on. For number 6, focus on your personal life, your family. This is a time when you need to reconnect. You need to look in on yourself, check in on yourself. How are you doing? Check in on your family. How's everybody doing? This is a time to really center yourself, and like say, it's not a good time to have a lot of change happening. So, if all of a sudden you want to start dating a new guy, if he's not as interested as you, be careful because you're in your month of 6, so you might get emotionally attached to people, things, places, all that kind of stuff. And then after you get through this month, you'll go, what was that? So careful with your decisions. Don't get too involved. So for the number 7, sorry, should know my numbers, 7. This is a time when you're going to go introspective. You're going to look in, review where you've been, review where you want to go. Have you been making the right steps? Are there things that you need to change? Are there places that you need to check in on? And in this time, because in the month of 7, you kind of go in on yourself. So you can kind of be more thinking about yourself. So people around you are kind of like, what's up with them? They might misunderstand what you're saying. They might misunderstand what you're doing because they're so used to you, talking to them or being there for them that when you go and help for yourself, go internal, or even kind of allow for the changes in the universe to kind of process them through your spirituality during this month. This is a time when you might get some miscommunication, some little, interesting times with people around you. So just be wary of it. Realize that it's not you, it's not them. It's just that's the month you're having. So for number 8, you have to work hard for what you want. This is a time when if you had something that you've been working on and you've been working diligently to get to this point, this is a time when you can have prosperity. This is a time when you can have things manifest and go really well. If you've not put the time in, if you've not put the energy in, if you've put some negative focus there, if you've been unkind and have some karmic debt coming your way, this could be a month of major destruction. Lack of money, lack of health, lack of wealth, lack of everything. So this is when the 2 4s are trying to balance out. So balance out your work life with your home life. Balance out your internal head, your mind, with your spirituality. Try to keep a balance going in all your life and realize that what goes around comes around. So be careful of the things that you say. So for our last, we're looking at our month of 9. You are the humanitarian time. So this is a time to pay it forward. This is a time to put others before yourself. This is a time to say, you know what, maybe I have a few extra dollars to give to a charity. Or maybe I have extra food in the fridge so I can, give to the food pantry. Maybe you're in a lineup of your favorite local coffee shop and you pay for the next person's purchase because you're paying it forward. And if you can't afford, if you're, down on your luck and things aren't going well and you just don't have it to give, then give out a good thought, put out a prayer. Go out in the morning, put your feet onto the ground. If you can't put them on the ground, put them in your shoes and put them onto the ground. Get yourself grounded and say, universe, for all that need help, I offer it in your name. And you do your part. So, and like for an example, the small community where I'm from, I saw that they have this, they always have community gardens where you can go and grow your own vegetables. So this year, because of everything that's been going on, they've kind of said, hey, we're going to up our community garden. Anybody who wants to participate, let us know. We're going to make more land available. So it's like, oh, I love that feeling of, okay, yeah, there's doom and gloom. And I know we got to talk about it. But at the same time, if you look for the helpers, if you look for them, you can find them. And I mean, that just tickled my heart to see that they're like, wow, let's just upgrade our garden. So pleased. So I hope you enjoyed your 1 through 9 for the month of May. And hopefully we could do it again. I really enjoyed